Hello and welcome to the Convocation Center here in California, Pennsylvania for tonight's women's basketball matchup where your California Vulcans will host the Bulldogs of Bowie State. My name is Hunter Garman, and joined with me today is my good friend and partner in crime, Braxton Turner. Braxton, how are you doing tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good. Excited to see some women's basketball. Been a year about or so since we've last seen them.
Yeah, it's been about a year. I believe the last game that you and I did was the last game or last home game of the season.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been a year. We're back at it. Not too much has changed in terms of lineups. I mean, obviously for California, you've lost stars like Deja Terrell and others like that. But starters are roughly the same in terms of starters. For the Vulcans, we have Alicia Young, Alicia Harris, Nina Shaw, Sierra Bermudez, and Ayanna Williams. So roughly the same for the Vulcans. And for Bowie State, as I try and sift through and find the numbers here, we have number 2, Mia Smith, number 3, Destiny Riles, number 10, Bula Odiong, number 12, Maya Garner, and number 23, Shelby Ricks for the Bowie State Bulldogs. Bowie State, this is their first game of the season. They're from Bowie, Maryland, and they're part of the CIAA, so this is their first game. California, however, starting the season 2-0.
Yeah, to be honest, with these teams, especially the first game jitters, two so far into the season doesn't really tell you much either. But with Bowie State, that they still have yet to work over that hill that the Vulcans are probably already started, and that's just getting used to working with your teammates, especially to start a season.
Yeah, getting back into the swing of things. Still, obviously, as you said, Bowie State dealing with potentially probably those first game jitters, as most would know for those who play sports, or even just in general. As we get ready here for tip-off, looks like Harris is going to be tipping off. Can't tell who that is from where we are currently standing up here. Because usually we're down on the floor, but now we're up here for at least the start of the season. As we get underway here, ball gets away a little bit, picked up by Shaw. As we get underway here for the first quarter of play of this women's basketball game. First game at home for the Vulcans, first game for Bowie State. Down low look isn't there, picked up by Bowie State. Riles passes the ball off. Pretty much foul shot there. Doesn't fall. Rebounded. Handed off to Shaw. Shaw bringing it up the court now. Pass off to Bermudez. Bermudez for 3 right away. Doesn't fall. Fighting for the rebound. Unsuccessfully brought down by Young. Riles now. Pass off to Garner. Garner. Pass off. Back to Riles. Riles now, dribble drive, pull-up jumper. No good. Rebounded there by Harris, off to Shaw. Shaw down low to Young, back up to Williams. Williams for the 3, and it's good. Bank shot open for Ayanna Williams.
Yeah, Ayanna Williams, I guess she's worked on that during the off-season. Different style, I guess, different from what we've seen her last year. More of a slashing forward previously, but I guess always helps to expand your game.
Yeah, always helps to work on that shot. The undertake there, reverse, no good. Able to be picked up by Alicia Harris. Ayanna Williams looking for the deep pass, and the foul, and one is good. Alicia Young. She's going to go to the line for one shot.
Yeah, just a great pass by Williams. It's always nice when you have teammates that are willing to look down the floor, especially in those fast break opportunities.
They're going to get Bula Odiong on the foul. That's her first of the game, and the team's first so far. Alicia Young at the line for one shot to make it a 3-point play for the Vulcans to put them up 6-0 to start. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded, though. Fight for it, and it's going to be Vulcan ball.
Yeah,
they're going to get Odiong again on the foul. Yeah, that's her second.
Yeah, Williams just caught her napping there. Don't get me wrong, it's very easy to especially off of a free throw.
Young with the pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Williams. Williams put back, no good. Rebounded and handoff to Riles. Riles now bringing it up the court. Pass off, three-pointer attempt. Looks like it was tipped there. It's going to be brought down by Young. Young pushing the floor. Pass to Shaw. Shaw on the shot, and it's good.
Yeah, good things happen when you try to work the fast break, especially when you have the defense with their backs turned. Always take advantage of it when you can.
Riles now just slowing it down, looking to get things set up here. Passing around the key. Double teamed, has to just kind of chuck it. It's picked up. And the shot is no good. They're going to get a foul, though. I believe they're going to get Williams on that foul.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what type of defense Vulcans are running right now. It's like a 3-2 with like a floating player on the backside, almost 1-3-1-esque. But whenever you play zone, you always have to have players that can cover. Especially, it always helps when you have players with high IQs. I mean, when somebody gets tripped up, that's a given. You probably just makes you guys scramble a little bit more. But I guess there's a few things they'll iron out as they go on.
Yeah, Maya Smith makes the shot to put Bowie State on the board as they decide to run press. Shaw able to bring it up the court, looks for Bermudez. Bermudez, quick fire on the three and drains it.
Yep, and Bowie State, a very soft 2-2-1 press, and I personally hate 2-2-1 press because if you have a team that can play, that's exactly what will happen. And Bermudez, just a dead eye from the three-point range, and that's what she'll do.
They're going to get Young. They're going to get Alicia Young on the block foul there. So inbound to Riles. Riles pass off now to one of the subs, Shanice Alexander. Now back up to Riles. Riles puts up the shot, has it tipped, but they're going to call a foul. They're going to get Bermudez, it looks like, on the foul.
Yeah.
That's the team's third foul of this game so far. Riles goes to the line for two. First shot by Riles is good. Second shot by Riles is up, and it's good. So score now 10-3 Vulcans with 6:57 and counting left in the first quarter. Williams over to Bermudez. Bermudez tries the three again. Airballs it this time. Rebounded by Shelby Ricks. Ricks bringing it up the court. Pass off to Riles. Riles bringing it up. Tries the Euro step, and the shot's good.
That was a good finish. Kind of looked like it was a tough one at that. And just Bowie State is doing, it just seems like they're trying to get up shots as much as they can, whether that be a good shot or not.
Two Vulcans trying to get the ball at the same time, but Shaw dumps it in, brings it to Bermudez, makes a move, tries a three, no good. Rebounded by Young. Back to Bermudez, 4-3 again, and it's good this time.
To be honest, all I'd say is just find her. If you see her open on the wing, just find her, especially you won't need a three-point shot.
Bowie State trying to move things around here. Looks down low, doesn't see it. Picked up by Riles. Riles on the drive with the take, and it's good.
That's twice now in a row for Riles. She's at this point, you should adjust because she's wanting to go to the basket, and she's getting there.
Young to Williams. Williams down low to Bermudez again. Thought about the three, doesn't take it. Vulcan's doing a good job at moving the ball. Young now to Williams again. Over to Bermudez. Down low to Williams. Williams trapped. Jump pass, actually. Shot of Williams. And they're going to get a charge.
Yeah, it was just a good charge take. And when Vulcan's just a little bit too stagnant on the offensive end here, especially no one up top around occupying that foul lane. So I guess just kind of not really too good of a shot selection, that play.
As Vulcans line up a sub, it's going to be Talia Gilliard to come in. And that's going to be the media timeout. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Digital Network.
The 2024 PSAC Football Championship game is coming to Adamson Stadium on Saturday, November 16th. The West Division champion California Vulcans will host the East Division champion Kutztown Golden Bears at noon for the right to be called the 2024 PSAC champion. Game day information will be available at calvulcans.com, and if you can't make the game, CUTV has you covered on CUTV Sports 1 on YouTube or the PSAC Digital Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center. Vulcans up 13-7, starting off hot a little bit as Bowie State is going to get the ball underneath the net. So far, Vulcans off to a hot start. Bermudez drained a couple threes to put them up 13-7.
Yeah, right now, Bowie State off to a little bit of a slow start, not only down by 6, and Riles having 6 of their 7, so she's just continuing to go into the basket, but not a bad start really by either side.
Ball is inbounded to Riles at the top of the key. Riles gets a screen, step back jumper. Shot is no good. Fighting for the rebound is Harris. Harris loses it, but it's going to stay Vulcan basketball. So Williams inbounding to Shaw. Shaw wasting no time, bringing it up the court to get things set. Gilliard is now in. Williams loses it down low. It's picked up by Riles. Riles on the run. Dribble drive. Shot is no good, and it's going to be Vulcan basketball. As a new sub comes in now, that's number 22, I believe, Trinity Balog.
Yep.
And Bermudez will sub out. And we'll get back going here. Shaw bringing it up now. Gilliard back to Shaw. Shaw down low. Over to Harris. Trinity Balog. Dribble drive. Back out to Shaw. Shaw was a long 2. They ruled it. Harris with the dribble put back. No good. And brought down by Bowie State.
Now, one thing is you definitely have to capitalize off of our offensive rebounds. And we've seen quite a few missed tries off of them, but it'll always help your case too. Better to finish.
Riles thought about the 3, doesn't decide to take it. That one sails over the head, and it's going to be Vulcan basketball. That was just a little bit of a miscommunication there by Bowie State.
Yep.
Williams inbounding to Shaw. Shaw bringing it up now. Over to Gilliard. Gilliard back to Shaw. Thought about the 3, doesn't take it. Harris, dribble drive off the bottom of the backboard and rebounded by Bowie State. Riles, deep shot, and the take is good by Mia Smith.
Yep.
Vulcan's wasting no time, trying to rush back, increase the tempo. Now deciding to slow it down. Gilliard trying to get a screen or something. Gilliard on the down low take. They're going to get a foul.
Before the shot. So in today's game, spacing ever so important, and there's plenty of times, especially last season and so far in this game, you could see where that would benefit the Vulcans here. You need players that can keep the opponents on their heels, keep them modest, keep them around the three-point line so they can give your interior players to work with.
Yeah, this is a shot there by Nina Shaw. It's no good. Riles on the dribble drive. Ends up falling down as the sub comes in for the Vulcans. Ayanna Williams checks out, and that's going to be Olivia Huffman checking in for her. As Bowie State showing a little bit of pressure here. Belong down to Shaw. Shaw tries to force it underneath, but it's picked up by Bowie State. It's Gabrielle Clary on the take. No call, and it's going to be rebounded by Harris. Harris now over to Belong, to Huffman, back out to Gilliard. Gilliard tries the three. It's no good. Rebounded by Bowie State. Passed off to Riles. Riles lets everyone get up court. 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Has to dump it off. Looks down low, and it's picked up by the Vulcans. Brought back up court by Shaw. Shaw loses it. They're going to get a foul on, I believe it's Destiny Riles.
Yep.
Foul number 3, Destiny Riles. Her first, team 4.
So they're going to get a sub in for Bowie State. Looks like it's number 0, Sydney Anthony. Coming in for Riles. Shaw at the top of the key. Dumps it off to Huffman. Huffman to Harris. Harris back to Shaw. Shaw down low to Gilliard. Gilliard tries the long two, and it's no good. Rebounded by Huffman. Back to Shaw. Shaw to Gilliard. Gilliard tries it again for three. No good. Ball being fought for. And it's going to be called jump ball, I believe, and it's going to go for Bowie State.
What a turn of events there. Right now what Bowie State is playing is a matchup 3-2 zone, which matchup zones are always weird to play against, especially if you're not coached for it specifically, but way to beat any zone, it seems to be, regardless of what it is to overload a side. And that possession they did perfectly. Got a couple wide open shots, and that's exactly what you want.
Yeah, Vulcan's playing uptight man coverage, it looks like here. Smith up top, has to get rid of it to Anthony. Anthony, pass back out. That's going to have it blocked, and it's going to be Vulcan basketball. Crowd is calling for a few travels occasionally, but no whistle's ever been blown.
Yeah. Okay. They're going to say it was blocked. Bowie State was wanting a foul call. Vulcans were wanting to travel. Just a whole mess of things.
Yeah, so they got to figure it out. It's Bowie State's basketball under the net. Switching out who's going to inbound it. Inbounding is going to be Gabrielle Clary. Clary has to give it to Anthony. It's going to be off the foot of Shaw, and it's going to stay Bowie State. So basically switching sides now. Clary to inbound. Gives it to Clary, and Clary gets the bucket. Shaw now bringing it up. It's going to be 2-on-1. They're going to trap her in the corner. The ball gets free. It's going to be turned over. Clary bringing it up the court now. Hand off to Anthony. Anthony down to Clary again. Clary loses it. Recovered by Huffman. Gives it to Shaw. Shaw bringing it up to Belong. And they're going to get a travel on Belong. As a sub comes in, Belong comes out, Bermudez comes back in for the final 18 seconds and counting left in this first quarter. Anthony going to take it herself, tries to dump it down low. It's taken away. Gilliard on the take, no good. And that's going to end the first quarter. The score 13-11, California. We're going to take a break. You're listening to CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Digital Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Vulcan women's basketball team looks to continue its run of excellence into the 2024 season. Put on your red and black and cheer on Coach Jess Strom and her team towards another run to the postseason. Pack the convo for 14 home games for games against regional foes and the best the PSAC has to offer. Don't miss any information on the season by following Cal Vulcans on all social media accounts, and if you can't make it to the games, catch all the action on CUTV Sports 1 on YouTube and also the PSAC Digital Network.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center here in California, Pennsylvania. So we're having some music issues, technical issues. It's a weird night so far,
yeah.
But regardless, the score 13-11 in favor of the Vulcans. Started off hot, haven't scored anything since the media timeout. So Coach Strom was in that huddle, definitely saying like, "Listen, we need to work at things on the offense."
Yeah, definitely talking some things over. Originally, Bowie State came out like a man-to-man originally, but then switched to his own, and then now they're in a zone matchup. So always some things to look out for. Zone matchup, always hated playing against just because it was so weird to really gather. They've gotten open looks. It's just a matter of capitalizing and finishing off those looks. A number of missed shots inside and everything.
Mm-hmm. Bermudez now has to give it back to Shaw. Shaw thought about the three. Harris down low. Gives it to Williams. Loses it for a moment, so unable to take the shot. That's going to be taken by Anthony. Anthony on the take, and it's good.
Yeah, with how they're lined up, some passes aren't meant to be made. Bowie State pretty active in the passing lane, so you definitely have to watch how you pass it.
As it goes to Shaw at the top. Shaw has Bermudez on the wing, open for three. No good. Rebounded by Bowie State and pass off to Anthony. Sidney Anthony setting things here for the Bulldogs. Pass down to Christian Sterling. Fighting against Huffman for it. Has to get rid of it. That's going to be taken by Anthony. Anthony now on the take. They're going to draw a foul.
Yeah, and just a weird turn of events, and unfortunate really for the Vulcans there. But Bowie State just pretty much doing what they wanted. They started out a little bit slow, but at this point, 12-3 run for Bowie State. So they've pretty much just completely turned it around from the start of this game.
Yeah, some subs checking in for, I believe, Bowie State. Sidney Anthony at the line for two. First shot is up, and it's good. Changing out spots here. Second shot by Anthony is up and good. So the score now 15-13. So turn of events here. Bowie State up by two now. Shaw passes it to Williams. Has Bermudez open, but just overthrows her.
Yeah, now we've seen a couple unnecessary turnovers. You just have to be more conscious with your passes. Now, the skip passes have definitely been known or are working against this zone. You just have to make them a little bit more careful.
Anthony now at the top of the key for the Bulldogs. Anthony on the drive, and they're going to get a charge.
With how aggressive Bowie State has just been driving to the basket, was only a matter of time before someone did eventually take that charge. Now, that's one of the few things, a good thing about taking a charge is you can oftentimes, what that'll do is they'll slow down some players and the team's aggressiveness, so that may get them some breathing room.
Yeah, it's a good job by Harris to just stand in there and take the charge. Harris now at the top, dumps it to Williams. Williams over for Shaw. Shaw for three, and it's good. Nina Shaw, rare three-pointer, especially considering last year she hardly shot them, but now able to drain that one for the Vulcans.
Yeah, with some players leaving and new ones coming, and definitely having to expand her range and just her play style.
Look down low is blocked by Harris, but they're going to say the ball hit out of bounds, and it's going to be Bowie State ball. As as Macy Sardone checks in for Bermudez. Inbound is to Riles. Riles gets the screen, decides to go the other way, nearly loses the basketball, has to regain it on the take. Long jumper by Anthony. It's no good. Rebounded by Harris. Giving it to Shaw. Shaw, double teamed, has to try and get around it. Gives it to Harris. Back to Shaw. To Sardone. Back to Shaw. Williams for three. No good. Fought for it. Picked up by Bowie State. Riles on the run now. Has it tipped away, and it's going to be back to Shaw. Shaw bringing it up now, trying to keep the tempo going. Sardone for three. No good. Rebounded by Riles. Riles now. Quick pull-up jumper. No good. Rebounded by Williams.
So far, we just had miss after miss from the Vulcans, especially from deep. Now 4-10 from deep, and they just have not been able to hit it, especially with the zone. That kind of forces them into that shot, and they're pretty much playing into Bowie State's hands.
Shaw for three again. A little bit short this time. Rebound fought for by Harris, and they're going to get a foul on the floor.
Yeah. Now, just nothing really seeming to fall for the Vulcans, especially these last couple possessions. Now, as I said, with the zone, you're forced to shoot more shots, whether that be from inside or outside the paint area, the three-point line, but the three-point just is not working. So it kind of would make sense for the Vulcans to try to change where they're shooting, especially because it's just the shot's not falling for them right now.
That foul was on number 23, Shelby Ricks, as Huffman goes to the sideline to get looked at. Probably fell on the ground and got a little bit of an injury there. So they're going to stop play for now. She comes back in. So it's going to be Vulcan basketball under the net since the foul occurred on the floor. No foul shots will be shot. Shaw is inbounding. Looking for someone, anyone, has to get it away. Gets it to Williams. Williams now able to set things up. Shaw looking for the screen by Huffman. Gets it. Tries the jumper. Doesn't get it. Williams for three again. No good. Off the front. Rebound bobbled around. Eventually picked up by Bowie State.
Yeah, and just right now it's live by the three, die by the three. At this point, it's crucial that they change up their offensive somehow because it's just the shot's just not falling for them.
Nice take in there by number 15, Kristen Sterling, but I believe they're going to get a charge?
Yep.
No. Yeah?
Charge, yep.
Okay. It's blocked by our camera 2 operator, so. But yeah, that's going to be on Kristen Sterling. It's our first foul of the game, the team's third this quarter. So Shaw now bringing it up, gives it to Huffman. Huffman looking low for Harris. They're going to get a foul on the floor as Huffman tried to get it to Harris for the dump-off bucket.
And right now, I'd say if you're the Vulcans, continue to push the button in the paint because we've seen a couple times already, as soon as they get in that area, Bowie State is just continually hammering them inside. So make them play defense and see what happens.
Yeah, that foul's on Sydney Anthony. That's her first, I believe. as she checks out and Mia Smith checks back in for the Bulldogs. Shaw trying to work around. Gives it to Williams. Shot clock running low. Williams on the jumper. No good. Rebound fought for and picked up by Sardone. Take is no good by Huffman. And they're going to get a foul on the floor.
Yeah, and those are just the looks you have to capitalize off. Well, right now you got to love the hustle on the defensive end and the rebounding end by Sardone and both Hoffman. Just giving the Vulcans and their teammates extra looks. And definitely you want to, if you get those, especially you want to capitalize off of it.
Yeah. So they're going to get that foul on Huffman there. As some new faces check in for this point in time. Gilliard is in for the Vulcans. As I say, she picks off the pass on the take, and it's good by Talia Gilliard.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need. Hopefully that'll be a momentum shifter for them.
Yeah, they needed that for sure. Next stoppage will be the media timeout, as the take there is off the side of the backboard, but they're going to get a foul on, I believe, Macy Sardone.
Yeah, those.
Foul number 14, Macy Sardone. Her first, team's third, media timeout.
And that's going to be the media timeout. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Digital Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Coach Danny Sancombe and the Vulcans men's basketball is ready to take the conference and the nation by storm this season. A non-conference schedule that starts on November 8th is followed by the PSAC West play in January. Pack the Convocation Center with 13 home games featuring non-conference foes such as Concord, Lincoln, and Wilmington, as well as conference opponents IUP, Gannon, Slippery Rock, Clarion, Edinburgh, Seton Hill, and Pitt Johnstown. Follow Cal Vulcans for the all-up-to-date schedule. Catch all the games on YouTube with CUTV Sports 1 and also the PSAC Digital Network.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center. The score 18-15 with 4:57 left in this first half. The Vulcans haven't really done a terrible amount since the start of the second quarter. I mean, they had 13 going into it. Now they're only about 5 more. But, I mean, it's really just been a defensive battle between both teams so far this quarter.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'll pair it with I've heard before, especially for the NBA. It's a make-or-miss league. You've gotten plenty of looks, but it doesn't matter if you can't hit the shot.
Yeah, a lot of missed shots here on arguably both sides.
Yep.
And it's going to be Destiny Riles at the line for 2. The foul before the break was on number 14, Macy Sardone, which sent Riles to the foul line. I can't speak today, apparently. Second shot by Riles is good. So it brings the score within 1. 18-17, Vulcans 4:56 and counting left in this first half. Shaw working against double coverage on the pressure. Has to try and find someone. That ball is tipped. And they're going to get the 10 seconds as the Vulcans fail to bring it up court.
Yeah, that's just a mistake you can't really afford to do. Now, Bowie State has used that 2-2-1 press a little bit more aggressive. Whenever you have a press, you can't leave that ball handler in the backcourt alone by themselves because plays like those tend to happen.
Riles dump off to Ricks. Ricks on the take. No good. They're going to get foul on the floor.
Looks like they're also going to hit her with a flopping warning as well.
They're going to get Gilliard on the foul, and as you said, give her the flopping warning.
Yeah.
Coach Strom trying to argue her case a little bit as to really what the foul was about. I mean, I didn't see too terribly much from up here, but I don't know about you, Braxton.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, there was contact. I mean, I don't know if it was really enough to
warrant the foul.
Yeah, warrant the foul or warrant the that warning for the flop.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's going to send Shelby Ricks to the line for 2 to potentially take the lead here for the Bulldogs. The first shot is up, and it's good.
The only reason I knew what that call was because they just introduced that to high school basketball as well. Just had our meeting the other day, and they talked about it.
Second shot's up, but good. You mean the flopping rule?
Yeah, the flopping.
Gotcha. So, again, with the pressure, Vulcan's trying to get it up. Shaw able to bring it up to past half court. Trying to set things for the offense here. Trying to get something going.
Yep.
It's a screen by Huffman. Down low to Gilliard. Gilliard tries the long 3 off the front. Able to get her own rebound. Put back is blocked. And brought down by Bowie State.
Yeah, Vulcans are just entirely too stagnant on the offensive end. There's also no one up top with Shaw to help move the ball around.
That 3-point shot was good by Mia Smith. I mean, what a shot that was.
Yeah.
Shaw trying again against Smith to just bring it up the court. Gilliard trying to direct some traffic here. Gives it back to Shaw. Down low to Harris. Just tries to throw it out without getting called out of bounds, but it's picked up by Ricks. Ricks now on the drive. Brings it back out to Riles. Smith on the take. No good. And they're going to get a charge.
That's another good charge taken. At this point, you know exactly what they're going to do to get to the basket. I mean, they've been doing it at will all day, so why change what you're doing? But a good charge take inside. And at this point, the Vulcans, I'd say, could afford to be a couple steps off from Bowie State because they haven't really shown that they want to shoot it first. They're looking to drive first. So make them play to what they haven't done often or make them play to whether it be their weakness or not.
Yes, Huffman and Sardone come out for Bermudez and Harris. Ball's picked up there by Gilliard back to Bermudez. Now back to Gilliard, back to Bermudez again. Thought about the 3, doesn't take it. Young on the shot, doesn't fall. Now taken by Riles. Dump off to Smith. Smith back to Riles. Riles shoots the 3. Falls no good. Rebound fought for and picked up by Bowie State. They're going to get a foul as Ricks will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Bowie State now literally looking for the 3-point shot. Only three from deep so far in this game. So they're just going to get to the basket and just has been beneficial for them.
Yeah, that foul is going to go against Alicia Harris, which will send Ricks to the line for 2 to extend their lead by potentially 6 points. First one's up and good. As they switch out some personnel under the net. Ricks' second shot is up. No good. Rebounded by the Vulcans. Given to Shaw. Shaw at the top. Calling out some plays. Trying to get things sorted here on the offense. Gets the screen. Over to Gilliard. Bermudez. Gives it to Gilliard. Gilliard now. Trying to drive. Down low to Harris. Harris up, and it's good.
Yeah, that's one of the better possessions that we've seen so far today. That short corner has just been wide open all day. Now, of course, it's going to be a little bit aggressive and hard to keep the possession of that ball, but if you overload a side and work that short corner, good things will happen.
Janice Alexander at the top now. Hands off to Riles. Down low to Sterling. Down to Ricks. Ricks, pull-up jumper, no good. Fought for underneath. And they're going to call jump ball. And it's going to be Bowie State. Maya Smith to inbound for the Bulldogs. Shot is up and no good. Again, ball being fought for. They're going to call, I think, another jump ball.
I believe so.
And this time it's going to be for the Vulcans.
Yeah, that was kind of a mess, that play.
I mean, you could argue a lot of this has been a mess so far, but.
Yeah.
Shaw bringing it up. Pass it to Bermudez. Bermudez to Shaw. Shaw trying to set things here. Get things going. Gilliard back to Shaw. Shaw back to Gilliard again. Over to Bermudez this time. Bermudez on the dribble drive. Has it tipped away. Fighting for it. They're going to call another jump ball, and it's going to be for Bowie State this time.
These whistles, man.
It's like every 2 seconds.
Yeah, in my opinion, just have been a little bit too quick and a little bit too much. With too many whistles, there's essentially no game. And I don't know, with how aggressive that both of these teams are being, I mean, neither really fouling all too much. I feel like it's just not helping the flow of the game much.
Yeah, as Alicia Young gets called for her third foul, actually, and that's going to send Smith at the line for 2. She puts the first one in. Harris goes out of the game. Iona Williams checks back in. Second shot now is up, and it's good. So the score 25-20 Bowie State, excuse me. Again, that double press coverage has to get rid of it. Gives it to Williams. Bermudez thought about the three, doesn't take it on the dribble drive. Has it blocked by Kristen Sterling. What a block there. Gives it to Ricks. Ricks on the one-on-one, and the take is good.
Yeah, that was a good defensive possession and offensive possession for Bowie State. They're continuing to capitalize, especially at the fast breaks, especially with the undersized Shaw. Not able to do much.
Again, the pass is too high, intended for Harris. Just too high over her head, and the ball sails out of bounds. And it's Bowie State's ball.
Yeah, just being able to take care of the ball is just so important for any game. I don't care if it's close or not. When you do lose possession of the ball, even on close games, you make them close, and you may have to make your team have to play a little bit harder and a little bit more.
There's a take there by Smith. Falls. No good. There's going to be a foul call on the floor. But both teams are entering the range of foul and automatic foul shots.
I personally can't stand plays.
They're going to get Gilliard on that foul. That's her second foul, and that's going to send Riles to the line for 2.
Yeah, I can't stand plays like that. First you're fighting for a jump ball, then you throw a shot up quick, get the foul call. I can't say it was necessarily a foul. I mean, I'm not sitting there right there on the floor, so I didn't see it specifically, but those plays always make it more hectic, especially for the referees.
Yeah. First shot is good. Switching out some personnel here. While second shot is up, and it's good. The score 29-20. Bowie State with 20 seconds and counting left in this first half. Shot clock is non-existent. So they got the time of the clock to work and get at least some points on the board before halftime. Bermudez on the dribble drive. Can't find anything. Has to try and get rid of it to somebody. Gives it to Shaw. Pass is taken away by Riles. Riles puts up the half court. Nearly falls. That would have been a shot and a half if that fell. But it is halftime. The score 29-20. Bowie State. We're going to take a break. You're listening to CUTV. CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Digital Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
The Vulcan women's basketball team looks to continue its run of excellence into the 2024 season. Put on your red and black and cheer on Coach Jess Strom and her team towards another run to the postseason. Pack the convo for 14 home games for games against regional foes and the best the PSAC has to offer. Don't miss any information on the season by following Cal Vulcans on all social media accounts, and if you can't make it to the games, catch all the action on CUTV Sports 1 on YouTube and also the PSAC Digital Network.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center here in California, Pennsylvania. The score, 29-20 in favor of Bowie State. It's been a weird game so far. Before the break, or during the halftime, we were told by our advisor Gary Smith that while their record reflects 0-0, they did play 2 tough exhibition games. One of them was against Hampton University, which is a D1 school, and also played against University of Maryland Eastern Shore, which is also a D1 school. I'm not sure about the Hampton game, but they did lose to Maryland, but only by 2 points. So they did have a really good game, although it was a loss. And here, obviously, as I said, they're up 29-20. But I mean, the stats are something.
It's something, that's for sure. Right now, 30% from Bowie State. Not too bad, especially when you have the Vulcans shooting 24%. And they just haven't really gone to the three-point shot that much. It's not that they can't shoot it, just not their favorite shot. 1 of 5, Vulcans 4 of 14. So the Vulcans have chucked up quite a bit already to start this game. And then the Vulcans just have been all over the place, it seems, especially more so on the offensive end. And just quite a bit of turnovers already from both sides. Vulcans 14 turnovers to Bowie State's 11. Now, kind of a few just unforced ones. You never really want to have those because doesn't really do well for anyone on your team anyway.
Yeah, another big story of the game is reboundings. In total, it looks really close. Bowie State 22 in total, California 20 in total. But in terms of offensive rebounds, California has 9, Bowie State has 5. They just haven't been able to capitalize on those offensive rebounds. In terms of defensively, Bowie State 17, California 11. And you had mentioned about shooting. In terms of free throws, California has only got to the line once. And that was on a three-point play, and they missed it. So they're 0 for 1 from the charity stripe. Bowie State, however, is 14 of 16 from the free throw line.
And that's just from their offensive aggressiveness, especially. No, it takes a special kind of mentality, really, to put yourself between them and the hoop, especially to take a few charges that we've seen them do already, which has ended pretty beneficial as they've gotten most of them.
Yeah, as we start off here this third quarter, Riles down low to Ricks. Ricks tries for 3. Doesn't fall. Able to get her own rebound. Put it back up. No good. Got her own rebound again. Now brings it back up to Riles. Riles thought about the 3. Hands it to Smith. Smith. And it's good. Mia Smith on the three-point shot. And it falls for the Bulldogs. Shaw for the Vulcans, trying to set things up here to bring this game back within at least single digits. I mean, down by 12 right now. Down low to Harris. Harris on the foul. And I believe that'll send Harris to the line. They're going to get Ricks on the foul. That's her second foul of the game. Team's first for this quarter. Lacey Harris looking to bring the score within 10 for the Vulcans. First shot up, and it's good.
Yeah, we've seen good things so far when the Vulcans decide to go inside and be aggressive, especially with this. Bowie State doing a great job interior-wise of denying passes and just harassing the Vulcans on the offensive end, just not allowing passing lanes or much space at all.
Harris' second shot is up, and it's good. So score within, it's still double digits, but it's up to 10 now. So just starting, Riles bringing it up for the Bulldogs. Riles to Smith. Smith on the dribble drive. Take is too high. Rebounded by Young. Young trying to push the floor. Brings it back half court. Switching in. Dribble drive. Jumper from the charity stripe. No good. Rebounded by Shaw. And they're going to get foul. They're going to get Ricks on the foul. I believe that's her third now. Yeah, that's her third foul. So she has to watch a little bit because I believe it's 5 to foul out. Or is it 6?
5. NBA is 6.
Gotcha.
Which I think would be, I don't know if it would matter if they were to bring it down to the lower levels.
Yeah. Whistle blows there I don't believe charge was called because I don't think they got their feet set.
Yeah, block. Yeah, block on that drive
And that's Ricks' fourth foul, so she has to watch herself now. She's in foul trouble. She subs out. Young goes to the line. Subbing in for Ricks is number 22, Gabrielle Clary. So, yeah, Ricks has to watch herself now in a little bit of foul trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Bowie State doing a good job this game, but from what we're seeing and what I've seen is they're not showing a lot of discipline per se, knowing when to back off and when to be aggressive. Just seems every time they've gone to the basket or gone for loose ball, the Vulcans or whatever, there seems to be a foul by Bowie State.
Yeah, Alicia Young made both her foul shots. So score now down to 8. The score deficit down to 8 for the Vulcans. As Riles now down to Smith. Smith working against Bermudez. Back up to Alexander. To Clary. Clary drives. They're going to get a foul and one. So Clary's going to go to the line for one shot, and they're going to get a foul on, I believe, Nina Shaw for the block. So unable to get her feet set and draws the blocking foul.
Yeah, and I didn't really see what really happened or what warranted that foul. It's always weird, especially when you have to play against teams that are as aggressive as this going to the basket. You always have to be able to stay upright, especially because I feel like calls like that have a tendency to happen a lot more, but it's just a lot of mental preparation that you have to do when you have teams that are this aggressive offensively.
Yeah, the shot was no good and ended up being pushed out of bounds. So Vulcans now with the ball. Bowie State still showing a little bit of press, but backed off. That was Young for 3, no good. Riles now on the drive, has the step ahead, and the take is good. Destiny Riles on the nice take there for the layup.
Yeah, I honestly was expecting a contest at least from Young there, especially using her length. And when you have players aggressive as this, length is so important, as you can pin maybe from behind and avoid contact altogether.
As Bermudez tries the deep 3, no good. Rebounded by Harris, loses it. Bermudez picks it up, tries the shot again, doesn't fall. Rebounded there by Sterling. Riles again on the take, puts it up, no good, but draws out the foul. Shaw trying to figure out how that was a foul, but they're going to get Shaw on the foul. That's her third foul of the game, and Riles will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, that's just something you can't really afford to do. Whenever you swipe or have your hands down, you might as well say the referee is going to call a foul there. So always just go with your hands up, even if that's really the case. I didn't really see anything. Then again, I wasn't really focusing on it. But as soon as you swipe or do anything like that, that referee is going to call a foul 9 times out of 10. So you might as well just stand your ground, and play hands up.
As Riles sinks both of those shots, Williams loses the ball, and it's going to be a kick ball, and it's going to be Bowie State's basketball.
And ball security is just so important. Bowie State, just harassing, I guess, said the Vulcans offensively. And if you've left that ball to poke at, they're going to take it more often than not.
Sterling now at the top. Over to Clary. Clary to Alexander. Alexander down to Riles. Riles gets the screen. Down low to Alexander. Alexander with a nice move. Doesn't fall. Ball being fought for. Eventually falls out of bounds after being touched by Harris, and it's going to be Bowie State's ball under the net.
Vulcan's just expending energy where they don't really need to be. Pretty aggressive on the three-point line. If you had a team that really specialized in the three-point shot, that would be warranted. But Bowie State's going to the basket regardless. And if you get a hand up, chances are they're probably missing that three-point shot as, again, so they get right to the basket.
I mean, Destiny Riles, what a take there. Able to put on the spin move and just take the step in for the layup. That puts the score now 40-24 in favor of the Bulldogs. Vulcan is just trying to look for something to get going here as Williams takes it herself. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Sterling. Was a tough contested shot, but doesn't fall, unfortunately. Riles looking deep for Alexander. Has her underneath the net. Shot is up, no good. Sterling able to get in there. Tries to force the ball to her teammate, but it gets picked up by Williams. Williams running into her own teammate. Gives it to Bermudez. Bermudez trying to slow things down. Gives it to Shaw at the top. Shaw to Harris, or Young, excuse me. Down low to Shaw. Over to Harris. Harris gets it, the 2 bucket.
And I said before, that short corner just seems to work magic so far against this 3-2 matchup zone. You overload a side, put someone in the short corner, look on the opposite, whether that be a skip pass or a 3-point shot or someone on the other side for a little jumper or a layup, as we just seen, but it just so happens to work in that short corner.
As the Vulcans here look like they're playing a little bit of 3-2 zone. Bowie State doing a good job of moving the ball. Smith, 3-pointer no good, rebounded by Shaw. Shaw trying to push it up the court. Has Young on the dribble drive, no good. Doesn't fall, but Harris able to get the rebound. And it's going to go off her knee, and it's going to be Bowie State basketball.
And there's just quite a few. There's a couple of those open layups, open shots that the Vulcans needed to hit that just haven't fallen for them. And those are the shots that you have to make for sure. And now your shot's not always going to be on, but those layups inside, especially wide open, are the ones you have to hit.
As Ayanna Williams checks out, Olivia Huffman in the game now. Clary down low to Smith. Smith for the 3. Doesn't fall. Rebound fought for by Sterling and Harris, and it's going to be called a jump ball. And that is going to be the media timeout. We're going to send it to a commercial break. So you're listening to CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Digital Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The 2024 PSAC Football Championship game is coming to Adamson Stadium on Saturday, November 16th. The West Division champion California Vulcans will host the East Division champion Kutztown Golden Bears at noon for the right to be called the 2024 PSAC champion. Game day information will be available at calvulcans.com, and if you can't make the game, CUTV has you covered on CUTV Sports 1 on YouTube or the PSAC Digital Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center. The score 40-26 in favor of the Bowie State Bulldogs. It just hasn't been going for the Vulcans.
Not at all. Shots have not fallen for them. A lot of turnovers, and Bowie State getting to the basket whenever they want. Has gone to the line a good bit so far in this game as well.
Yeah, I mean, free throws, as we said, they're 16 of 19 from the charity stripe, so they've been getting to the line quite a bit. Vulcans only 4 for 5 from the foul line. They haven't been fouled too much, or if they have been fouled, it hasn't been warranted for foul shots. But, I mean, one of the things that Bowie State has to be aware of now is one of their star players, Shelby Ricks, has 4 fouls on the night, so she has to kind of watch herself here if she goes back in because she's in a little bit of foul trouble.
Yeah, and just she's going to go back in. If you're the Vulcans, you would just go after, attack the basket because Bowie State just hasn't really shown a lot of discipline inside. And when the Vulcans have driven to the basket, they seem to be getting fouled. And the few times that they have gotten fouled.
Shaw brings it up to the key. Pass off to Young, to Bermudez. Bermudez tries to find Young on the cut. No good. As the take there is no good by Odiong. Over to Smith. Back to Riles. To Clary. Working against Bermudez. Down to Smith. To Odiong. Odiong on the dribble drive. Has to take it herself. Loses it, but able to regain possession. As that's going to be a shot clock violation, and it's going to go for the Vulcans.
One of the better defensive possessions from the Vulcans, doing everything in their power.
As Bermudez checks out and Bailong checks in for the Vulcans. Young to rebound, or inbound, to Shaw. Bring it up here. Shaw tries to get it to Harris, just loses it there and picked up by Odiong. and hand it off to Riles. Just losing possession from the Vulcans, just trying to force it down low, just unable to. As Clary now to Odiong at the foul line, back out to Riles. Riles step back three, and it doesn't fall. Rebound there by Young. Young trying to force it up the court now for the Vulcans. Young on the dribble drive, step up jumper, and it's good.
Yeah. Now that's Young's game, especially from we see from last season. When she gets in her groove, that's pretty much her shot. She can hit consistently. It's now that seems to come. The biggest thing is her consistency. Once you get that up, she's a dangerous player.
Odiong down low, working against Huffman, and the shot's up and good.
Yeah, it's a good turnaround shot. Not much you can do there defensively.
Shaw trying to force things. Bowie State looking like they're running a 3-2. She looks like they're playing man coverage. Harris on the take. Tries to put it up. It's no good, and that's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay Vulcan basketball. They're going to say it went off the hands of Odiong. I stand corrected. They overturned it. It's now it's now Bulldog basketball.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times too. You point the wrong way when you meant one team or another.
Yeah, as our resident referee. Clary now working against Belong. Over to Alexander. Riles on the step. Jumper, no good. Rebounded by Alexander. Forces it to Riles. Riles for three. No good off the side of the rim. As Belong tries to push it up court for the Vulcans. Back out to Huffman. Huffman over to Young. Young loses it. Able to be picked up by Belong. Belong bringing it out now, slowing things down, to try and get everyone set up and reorganize things. Shaw on the take. No good. And that pass is just knocked down. Well, rebound is just knocked down to the hands of Bowie State, and Riles with the nice layup. Yep. Shaw now for the Vulcans, trying to get things sorted here towards the very end of the third quarter. Belong now on the dribble drive. Whistle blown. And I believe they're going to get a foul.
Yep.
And they're going to get Clary on the foul. That's her first foul, team's fourth. So that occurred on the floor. So no shot. As Sydney Anthony checks in for Destiny Riles. Inbound by Shaw to Belong. Belong tries the three, and it's short. Rebounded. And quick play by the Bulldogs, and it pays off for them. Mia Smith for the layup as Coach Strom calls a timeout. We're going to keep it here. Just in general, nothing going right for the Vulcans. Just no shots falling defensively. It just hasn't been there.
It just hasn't been. I mean, you're probably due for a few of those games, a couple of the season. And to be honest, it's probably better it's now.
Yeah, better early season than if anything. I mean, as we said when we came back from the half, Bowie State, their record shows 0-0, but they played two tough exhibition games. One of them was a loss, but it was a loss within two against a Division I school. So, I mean, this team is definitely, the Bowie State Bulldogs are definitely, no team to look down upon, especially being 0-0 going against 2-0 in the case of records.
Yeah, so they've seen some pretty seasoned teams, like the two of them so far, so I guess they're more adjusted to it. Their just aggressiveness is one I haven't seen in quite a bit. Maybe those akin to like IUP maybe, especially with how aggressive they were, especially on ball. It's just Bowie State has just had their way so far.
Yeah. I mean, even in general, like just looking at the roster sheet, there's somewhat of a like some players, there's a height mismatch there. I mean, Bula Odiong working against Olivia Huffman. I mean, that's on our roster sheets here. It's 5'9" working against someone who's 6 foot. So I mean, there's a little bit of a disadvantage height-wise there. And I mean, the Vulcans without Deja Terrell, like that big person under the net, it's kind of showing a little bit. As we come out of the timeout here and we get back into it. Minute 15 and counting left here. The score 46-28 in favor of the Bulldogs. Shaw to Young. Young over to Harris. Harris to Shaw again. Shaw thought about the shot. Down low pass to Harris. Doesn't fall. Story of the night for the Vulcans. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Smith. Back to Anthony. Anthony to Clary. Clary down low. Shot is up and good by Odiong.
Yeah, just hit a couple of those in and around the paint. Most you can do is get a hand up. Now, those are the shots you want them to take. Their jump shots haven't really fallen. Anything from beyond the paint haven't really fallen for them, but hand in their face is what you want them to shoot, regardless of the outcome.
Young trying to work underneath. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Harris. Fighting for it, and a foul will be drawn. Believe they're going to get Sydney Anthony on the foul. That'll be her 3rd of the game and the team's 5th. So that's going to send Harris to the line.
Alicia Harris at the line. 2 shots.
So Harris at the line now. Vulcans in the bonus, so definitely something to keep in mind as we continue on. I mean, it's going to reset at the quarter or at the end of the quarter, but something in the last 19 seconds. If it was longer and they were in the bonus, then obviously it'd be something to do because you can weaponize that and just get more points. But unfortunately, 19 seconds left. Harris' second shot is up and good. So as some subs come in, Riles comes back in for Anthony. Final 19 seconds of this third quarter. The score 48-29 in favor of the Bulldogs. They're probably just going to either let this quarter run out or they're going to try and get some extra points. I mean, right now, the shot clock is not there, and I think they're just going to get a last-second shot up.
Yep.
As Vulcans play some tough defense, they're going to say she stepped out as Huffman plays good defense there, forcing Riles to step out of bounds and turn the ball over with 4 seconds left.
Yeah, that, I can't say, made me smile so much when you have players aggressive. That is the right defense. Stand your ground, and if they try to bully you out the way, it is not a foul. As long as you're standing straight up, it should not be a foul, and that was perfectly executed there.
They're going to get Riles on the foul there. That's her second foul. And Nina's going to go to the line for 2 with 4 seconds left to just bring this lead in a little bit more. First shot's up and good. Second foul shot by Nina Shaw is up. And no good. Rebounded by Harris. Harris, no good. Huffman with the rebound, tries to get it up, but that's the end of the third quarter. And it's the score 48-30 in favor of the Bowie State Bulldogs. We're going to take a break. You're listening to CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Digital Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Coach Danny Sancombe and the Vulcans men's basketball is ready to take the conference and the nation by storm this season. A non-conference schedule that starts on November 8th is followed by the PSAC West play in January. Pack the Convocation Center with 13 home games featuring non-conference foes such as Concord, Lincoln, and Wilmington, as well as conference opponents IUP, Gannon, Slippery Rock, Clarion, Edinburgh, Seton Hill, and Pitt Johnstown. Follow Cal Vulcans for the all-up-to-date schedule. Catch all the games on YouTube with CUTV Sports 1 and also the PSAC Digital Network.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center. The score 48-30 in favor of the Bowie State Bulldogs. Story of the game, it's just not happening for California.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just, I don't know, it just has not worked for them. They haven't done much on the offensive end, just really haven't been able to do much. And then again, I haven't really seen too much of a scheme shift at all either for them as well. But
I mean, it's not really that like they haven't been doing anything, just nothing's been falling for them.
No, at
Like,
all.
Almost every shot they put up just doesn't want to fall.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like you said in the last quarter, you have those days that it just happens. But, like, I mean, obviously you want it to be earlier in the season.
Yeah.
As we get back underway here. Smith tries the three from the top. In and out, no good. And a foul occurs on the floor. And I believe they're going to get Harris on that foul. Yep, they're going to get Harris on it. That's her second, team's first of this quarter. So deficit of 18 here for the Vulcans. I mean, we've seen them come back from crazier, but it's a matter of they got to get stuff falling. They got to stop them here. Because their offense, because Bowie State's offense is just, for all intents and purposes, cooking at this point. As that shot is up and good by Sterling.
Man, it just seems like Bowie State just doing what they want at will. Anything inside the three-point line seems to be falling for them. So at that point, you just stay off the three-point line, stay enough to contest a shot, but give them the three if they want and have them work elsewhere.
As the ball gets away from Young there, and it's going to be another turnover. I mean, right now, just turnovers have been haunting the Vulcans. As turnovers, Vulcans have 19 as compared to Bowie State's 13. Just the rebounds and the turnovers of what's been haunting the Vulcans right now, and obviously just no shots falling as well.
Yep.
There's a good take there by Odion, excuse me. Couldn't find the right words. Sub comes in, Ayanna Williams for Olivia Huffman. Young trying to force it up, gives it to Gilliard. Back to Shaw. Shaw has Harris down low, shots up and good. Able to chip into the lead just ever so slightly. Anthony at the top. Pass to Sterling. Sterling back to Carly. Down to Anthony. To Sterling. Sterling shot up no good. Rebounded by Williams. And that's one of those rebounds that's just one and done. Williams out. Gilliard thought about the three, doesn't take it. Young on the mid-range jumper, and she gets it.
Yeah, short corner has just been their friend so far.
They're going to get a charge there. Sterling's going to get called for it. Good job by Shaw to stand in there and take it.
Not too surprised at that call. I mean,
they're going to get Smith on the foul. Excuse me.
Yeah. Not too surprised at the call. When you just been flying to the basket like they have been. I mean, I'm pretty sure her feet were set. You can move side to side, and backwards, even if you want when you take that charge. But even if she was a little bit choppy on her feet, I feel like they were gonna call it regardless.
They're going to get a foul there. They're going to get Smith on another foul. That's her third now. So 2 players currently on the court with 3 fouls, Mia Smith and Anthony, as Alicia Young gets the bucket on a 6-0 run here. Looking to try and continue that run. As I said, 2 Bulldog players on the court currently with 3 fouls. Maybe looking at trying to either put them in foul trouble or just continue to attack the basket that way as the ball goes out of bounds but stays in the possession of the Bulldogs. Clary inbound to Anthony. Anthony now on the dribble drive. Takes the step. No good. Falls. They're going to get a foul. And I believe that's going to go against Sterling. Or no, yeah. They're going to get Sterling on the foul. That's her second, and the team's third now, so 2 fouls away from that magical bonus. If you're Vulcans, I mean, if you're California, you want to continue to just try and attack the basket. As you said before, it seems that every time they've tried to attack the basket, they've gotten some kind of foul. So it seems to be, working in their favor in that way. So definitely want to continue to attack the basket, try and draw those fouls, and either get to the line or put yourself in the bonus.
Yep.
It's Young here on the dribble drive, back out to Williams. Williams step back, but they're going to call travel as the bucket is drained. So shot doesn't count. Because Williams called for the travel. If she didn't travel, that would have been a beautiful shot.
Yeah, that's pretty much timing. Have to make that step before you catch the ball, and just made it right when she caught it, and that's a travel every time.
Yep. Sterling, quick pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Harris. Harris has to give it to Young. Young now up the court for the Vulcans, trying to continue this little 6-0 run that they have. Williams trying to direct traffic, trying to look for the open man, decides to take it herself. Step back jumper, and it's good. Ayanna Williams gets the bucket, puts the Vulcans on an 8-0 run as timeout is called by Bowie State. And this is going to be the 5-minute media timeout. So we're going to keep it here, actually. We're going to keep it here, as I said before. So Vulcans on an 8-0 run, looking to try and just cut into this lead ever so slightly, just ever so often. But, 6 minutes and 19 seconds, you're down by 12. Quick maths. You got to definitely get something going here. And, 6 minutes, 12 points, that's not impossible. But definitely want to try and, cut into that lead and even extend that, or even extend into a lead of your own.
Yeah, pretty much. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what they're doing right now at this point. Doing a pretty good job on the defensive end, especially keeping the Bulldogs to a few jump shots now. Still, in my opinion, playing a bit overly aggressive for how quick the Bulldogs are and how much they want to get to the basket. So I'd pretty much just go them to shoot that three-point shot at this point. Contest every shot. Good things have happened when they've contested the shot as well. Just work on offense, get the ball moving. Players are previous possessions were just a little bit too stagnant. So as long as they get moving and that ball moving as well, good things have happened.
Yeah, as you said about doing that shot, three-pointer for Bowie State. They're only 2 for 12, so let them shoot that three-pointer.
Yep.
It's as the stats show, just the stats. As the stats show, it's rare they're going to make it, but let them shoot that outside shot, continue to attack the basket, as you had said before, because it seems that every time they try to attack the basket, they get fouled. So either get to the line or just get in that magical bonus and get to the line every time.
Yep.
So as Clary inbounds it to Riles. Riles to Clary again. Vulcans playing continual good defense, playing man-to-man. Riles trying to set things over here. Gets the screen from Sterling. Down low, open bucket there for Odiong. And that stops the 8-0 run that they had.
Yeah, just that's a miscommunication and a half there in the backside. You'll have those, which is you just try to limit as many as you can.
Young there, first attempt no good, able to get a rebound and put it back up for 2 points. So back the lead again to 12. Just trying to get back into this game ever so slowly. 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. That pass gets tipped away. Williams pushing it up the floor. Tries to get it down low. Gets taken away. And a foul is going to get called. They're going to get Harris on that foul. That's her third foul, so definitely Harris has to watch herself a little bit because she's entered the realm of foul trouble.
Yeah, on that drive there, I'd rather have Williams just keep it than try to force a pass and have to get that turnover like they did. She's known to finish inside and can, so just use those strengths. Don't be afraid to just take it and keep it yourself.
Yeah. Riles now at the top, working against Shaw. Riles, good spin move, pull-up jumper. No good. Rebounded. Nice strong rebound by Ayanna Williams. Has to try and get through the double team. Ends up doing so. pushing it down the court herself. Shot is up, no good. Able to get her own rebound and foul. Bucket doesn't fall, but it'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah. I've noticed some apprehensiveness by the Vulcans to use that left hand. That's a left-handed finish all day, and that makes that bucket so much easier.
Foul's going to go against Odiong. That's her 3rd of the game. The team's 4th. Williams' first shot up and good. So again, continuing to cut into that lead ever so slightly. Williams' second shot is up, and it's good. So 2 shots there as California calls a timeout. We're going to continue to keep it here. So now you're down by 10, 4 minutes, 48 seconds left. You're Coach Strom. What are you going over on the bench?
At this point, this game is definitely doable. I'd say keep up the pressure. On both ends, keep them on their heels on defense, and try to get that ball probably out of their hands as quick as possible. I mean, the Bulldogs have had a few mistakes. Just a few mistakes, I'd have them just stay off the three-point line, still get a hand in their face, force them to shoot a jump shot. Now, a contested jump shot has probably proved the best for the Vulcans. Just force them to keep them out of the paint as much as you can. Continue to try to get quick looks, especially on the offensive side. Don't force anything where it doesn't need to be, but still look for a quick pass inside to try to get up a layup or so.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to let the Bulldogs get too comfortable. You definitely want to keep them on their toes, try and, like as you said, force those contested jumpers, because most of the time they've done it, it's either been a miss or it's been blocked. There's the inbound there. California shows the full court press, able to break free. Riles just bringing it back out to set things up, get things going here. Able to retain possession as Harris does her best, and they're going to get a blocking foul on Harris.
Yeah, that call is not surprising at all, and which is why I'd say that defense at this point in the game is just not needed, because you know exactly what's going to happen, so you're playing right into their hands when you do it.
Yeah. That's Harris's 4th foul, so she definitely has to watch herself in terms of foul trouble, because one more foul and she's out of this game. And Harris is probably the one player that you want, as Riles steps out of bounds there and the ball goes in favor of the Vulcans. Bulldogs showing a bit of pressure, able to break it. Nina brings it up the court. Over to Gilliard. Gilliard to Harris. Harris to Williams. Williams down low to Harris. Harris, pull-up jumper, and it's good.
And that's exactly what they should just be working for the whole time. That short corner, the cut just was working pretty well so far. So that should be their first look, especially if they can get it.
As the crowd is slowly starting to get into it here, the crowd that is relatively small, but even sometimes they can play somewhat of a little bit of a role. Able to get the ball there is Young. Young now on the sprint, has the step up, and the layup is good.
Yeah, definitely the push that they needed. Good defensive possessions, being able to play straight up and playing defense without being able to foul is definitely a skill to have.
Crowd getting into it here now as the lead is down to 6 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds of counting left in this game. Crowd is definitely getting into it now, feeling the spark, feeling the ember as Cal plays double team up. As they have to get rid of the ball, they're able to. As the take there loses it, able to get rid of it, and a foul is called, and it's going to be Vulcan basketball. Things are starting to turn here a little bit.
Yeah, basketball, a game of runs. Definitely you have one side with a lot of pressure and with the advantage, and that could switch at the flip of a switch, and that's just been the story so far, especially for this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Kristen Sterling now on her 4th foul, so she's in a little bit of foul trouble, and the Vulcans are in the bonus now, which is definitely a good thing for them because that'll go to the line no matter what. Williams' first shot up and good, so the lead now down to 5. As I said, Sterling on her 4th foul, so either she'll get subbed out or she'll continue to stay in this game. She just has to watch herself in terms of foul trouble.
Yeah, at this point, I'd say you go after any player, especially these starters, that has an excess of fouls. Try to get them out of this game early. Now, don't go out of your way to do so and just score the bucket, but if you see that player, go at them inside the paint.
Crowd getting into it here. The lead down to 4. Riles on the take. They're going to draw out the foul. Believe they're going to get Williams on that foul.
Yeah, and that I cannot stress enough. When they get inside and there's contact, put your hands straight up. I can't say it enough. She had her hands down, was swiping at the ball. You go straight up, that's less likely to be a foul call. I mean, it shouldn't really. If your just hands are straight up and you're just standing there.
Yeah. As that first bucket goes for Riles. As the second shot's up and good. As the crowd trying to throw off a little bit here. Shaw to Gilliard. Gilliard over to Young, excuse me. Young back to Shaw. Tried to look for the inside handoff, doesn't see it. Gilliard now trying to force it down low. Gilliard to Harris. Harris up. Bucket, no good. Ball swatted away, rebounded by Clary. Bowie State trying to calm things down and slow it down just to milk the clock. Leading by 6. Crowd trying to get into this right now. Crowd trying to get into it, try and throw things off. Riles on the dribble, handoff to Odiong, and Odiong with the quick bucket.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. You are overly aggressive on a player that's pretty quick, and Riles has just done a great job of finding the open person. It's just you let it get open, get it an easy lane to the basket. Someone else has to come up and help. That leads to an easy layup. To be honest, at this point, with the shot clock, at least while it's on right now, there is no need to really play that close up. I mean, of course, play close and aggressive, but still give yourself a step or two so you have some time to react. You just really can't afford to have those possessions at this late in the game.
Yeah, Elisa Young at the line for 2. The foul goes against Odiong, so that's her 4th now. So another player in foul trouble for the Bulldogs, but Sterling goes off. So only one player now is in foul trouble on the court. Young's second shot is good. Oh.
Looks like they're going to give her a delay game warning here.
Yeah, I don't think she tried to do that, but then again, yeah, they are going to give her a delay of game warning. Again, don't think that was intentional, but it just so happened that the ref was not there to catch the ball. So final 2 minutes of this game, leading by 6. Bulldogs trying to just slow things down, milk the clock, get the easy shot if it's available, and put this game away. Riles on the step, no good. Rebounded by Harris. Harris over to Shaw. Shaw pushing it up for Young. Young one-on-one, and she's going to get fouled. And that's going to be Alexander on the foul. That's going to be her second.
And to be honest, with how much that they are fouling inside, I have no idea why the Vulcans have not driven more in this game.
Yeah. As Sterling goes out and Odiong comes back in, Young's first shot, no good. Second shot by Young is up, and it's good. As Sterling checks back in for Odiong. Vulcan showing a bit of pressure here, trying to get things going, and a foul is going to be drawn. As Riles hits the ground relatively hard there.
Yeah. I wish I had a replay.
Foul's going to be on Gilliard, yeah.
Look at these plays more closer.
Trying to look through the double team, work through the double team, and just gets tripped up and hits the ground.
Yeah. I cannot stress enough how important it is to play straight up and legal when you have players as quick and aggressive as Riles. It just every time, if you don't do what you're supposed to, you're pretty much going to pay the price for it.
Yeah. As Gilliard checks out for Bermudez, Riles goes to the line for 2. She's already on 20 points on the night, so she's been having herself a great game for the Bulldogs, looking to extend their lead by 2 more. as the first shot is up and in and out of the rim, so falls no good. The people of Wives Tale basketball wonder how much that injury affected that shot, but sometimes it just happens. Second shot's up and good.
They need some quick buckets here.
Yeah, minute 35 and counting. Shaw has to dump it to Bermudez, able to haul it in. Bermudez working against Smith. Able to give it to Williams. Williams step back jumper, it's good. So able to bring it in. Riles now working again on that double team. Loses her shoe. They're going to call a timeout. Bulldogs give Riles a time to put her shoe back on.
Can only imagine what she's wanting now.
Riles talking to the ref. Minute and 11 left. 4-point deficit here for the Vulcans. Both teams in the bonus. Some players from the Bulldogs in foul trouble. This game at first started off pretty slow and was, some would say, relatively weird, but it shaped into a really good game towards the finish.
Yeah, that's for sure.
As things are being talked over on both sides, you got to wonder what is being schemed up by Coach Strom on that bench.
Yeah.
What kind of defense they're trying to run, what kind of offensive stuff they're trying to run. As the inbound here from Sterling, trying to get it, gets it to Riles. Riles working against Shaw. As we enter the minute here, has to get it away as she falls to the ground. Jump ball's called. It's going to be in favor of California. It's a little bit of a turn here as some subs come in. Bermudez checks in for Gilliard.
Yeah, that's
definitely gonna see if they can try and get Bermudez open and try and get some threes. As California calls timeout, as we're about to enter the final minute here of this game. As we said, shaping up to be but a really, really good game here in the Convocation Center.
Yeah, for sure. The energy change shifted just from the beginning of this game to like the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, everything pretty much changed. The run the Vulcans went on and everything. And at this point in the game, you cannot stress enough, especially for Coach Strom, is just being able to take away possessions, being able to play defense without fouling. Now, if the Bulldogs are just a team that couldn't capitalize off the free throws, I'd almost say just go for it. And then maybe if they were to go 1 for 2 pretty often, I'd say that might be a better outcome. Excuse me. But you never know for sure. But being able to play defense, get takeaways, steals, blocks, or whatever is so important.
Yeah, we're going to probably be seeing a lot of timeouts in the final minute here, probably just to, switch sides and do all that stuff. But it's going to be Vulcan basketball about near side midcourt. So inbound is to Shaw. Shaw to Williams as that goes straight through her hands and out of bounds, and it's another turnover for the Vulcans. There's 1 minute, less than a minute in regulation here.
You can't afford those turnovers. Bulldogs didn't even have to do anything to defend that whole possession after giving up the jump ball and everything.
Riles working against Young here, trying to get something going. Riles playing good offense. Young playing good defense. And a foul's going to get called, as I believe she'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to get Young on the foul. That's going to be her 4th. And Riles will go to the line for 2. As Gilliard checks out for Bermudez once again. as the crowd, or at least one member of the crowd, is trying to get into it here, try and throw Riles off a little bit. It's always the same member, game after game. I don't know if you can hear him on the crowd mic, but it sounds like things that we're not allowed to say here. As Shaw brings it up the court for the final 40 seconds. Young for three, no good. Rebounded by Riles. Riles' shot clock is still active, as a foul is going to get called.
Yeah, at this point, shot clock's just about to be off.
About 4 seconds.
Yeah, after these free throws, you just have to foul. And the thing about it is, right now you don't really have too many players that can play around with fouls. Got three players with 4 fouls.
Yeah,
a couple of them.
Yeah, Nina's at 4, Young's at 4, Harris is at 4. Definitely have entered foul trouble in these final 30 seconds for the Vulcans, and as you said, they can't play around too much because you'll be out of the game. I mean, granted, it's only 30 seconds, but those 30 seconds could be vital. As that shot gets made, California calls another timeout, so the deficit is to 7 now. So 3 to 4 2-point buckets or a couple threes will win this game, but you have 30 seconds to get those said buckets.
Yeah, and to be honest, at this point you have to forsake getting the look that you really want versus a look that you'll need pretty much for any open shot, whether 3 or inside the 2. If you got it, you take it pretty much. If you're open and you know you can hit that shot, take it.
Yeah. It's just one of those that, like, as you said, if you have the shot, take it. If you don't, then don't. But down by 7, 31.1 seconds left in this game. It's not over till it's over, but it doesn't look good if you're California.
Yeah.
As the ball gets moved to this side, Bermudez gives it to Shaw. Tries to get it Bermudez. Bermudez double teamed in the corner, and they're going to say she stepped out, and it's going to be Bulldogs basketball. And I think that is going to finish it as the shot clock is off for the final time.
Yeah, considering how many fouls that they have, especially when they've been bringing double teams, you can't really afford to stay in the corner.
Yeah. As Riles dribbles around and is pretty much just going to end this game here. Shaw's probably just going to play up. Probably not foul, but who knows. As the final seconds wind down here in regulation. And that, I believe, is going to do it for this game. Your final score, Bowie State 60, California 53. Braxton, any final remarks?
There's just a lot that went on in this game. It's the little things that matter. Being able to capitalize off of putbacks and being able to play defense, especially without fouling, that really mattered. It will change and can and has changed the tide of a game. Yeah, so those are pretty crucial.
Yeah, that's going to do it from us. My name is Hunter Garman, joined with me by Braxton Turner. You've listened to CTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Digital Network. Thank you and have a great night.